So I wanted to hop on here and share a little bit about the side that nobody talks about when we're healing generational stuff. So when I say generational stuff, I'm talking about like complex trauma and layers of families of addiction and abuse, poverty, systemic type of oppressive living circumstances throughout generations. And so I've started to write my memoir, and I'll link the group to join the community surrounding this, because it's a very intimate space. It's very beautiful. And so there is this aspect, right? So like as I go to, I've written out my timeline. I've written out the first 5 years of my life, through events, themes that were taught to me, through behaviors, and just like core messages. You, as you start to look into these things, like you physically start to also like you're digging up shit from your past, right? And it doesn't matter how many times I've looked at the past, how many times I've like gone through and healed different layers and different aspects of us. There's always more to go. It's so beautiful. You start to physically feel these things. You're digging up old energetic debris, and it shows up in your trauma. I mean, it shows up in your body, because that's what trauma is. It's a disconnect from our body. It is when we have such a heightened emotional experience that our brain shuts off the communication to our body, which enables us to survive through the trauma, through the heightened emotional aspect. And so part of healing that is connecting back to the body. So when we begin to go back and when we go back and start to submerge ourselves into the past, it shows up physically, emotionally, if we're not releasing that. And just so you can start to feel like today, man, my body has been aching and my head has just been like pounding. So these are things that they don't talk about, and we just assume that there's something wrong with us, but really it's like a completely natural thing. And that's why it's so important to be consciously aware of how you move your body and release that energy that you're actually. So what I was saying before I got cut off was, it is important to be conscientious of how we move that energy and actually make sure that the energy is being released and expressed in a way that is actually beneficial rather than hindering. So like, it's not about me running away. Running away, like literally, I would run so much that it was more about me running away from all of the pain. It's not about me exercising myself to not feel anything. It's about allowing the feelings to actually create an awareness of where in our body needs our attention, and creating and allowing that space to be, instead of just shutting that out. So that was that. So if you want to learn also how to work through and connect to your body and heal a lot of those physical aspects of self from the generations of unhealed, distorted trauma, all of the things. It's all of society, to be honest. It's not just generations. It's everywhere. But if you're wanting to learn different ways how to tune into your body, how to listen and connect your emotional being to your physical being, you could join me on that link.